Hey, CoupleyFit fam. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we are talking about how to keep the spark alive after the honeymoon phase.
Listen, I'm telling you, a lot of people I know are curious because right now I heard the marriage rates are down, and I think they're down because people see all of this negative publicity.
You know what?
It's so much bad news.
There's a lot of bad news around marriage.
And can I tell you what also makes people concerned is that when you see the billionaires getting divorced, you like, dang. Like, you know what they say, more money, more problems. But
right.
Is that really the case?
Right. And to your point, the honeymoon phase is when you first get married to 2 years.
Oh, I didn't know it's 2 years the honeymoon phase?
Yeah.
I be feeling like people be at the honeymoon phase first 6 months.
Listen, okay? Because you want to know something? It starts getting real. Especially if, and it's interesting because this is just my opinion, but I believe that to go from you as a single person to then living with somebody when you get married, first off, I'm in it. I said I do. We made a vow. I signed the paperwork. We're in it. And now I'm just figuring out how you live. Like, are you dirty? Do you leave your clothes all over the place? How responsible are you? Oh, listen.
There were signs.
There are signs.
There are signs. And people blew right past them on that initial journey. But can I tell you what the question I have for those listening? How long does it take for someone's representative to disappear?
What do you mean by representative?
The person that they're presenting themselves to be. Because a lot of times
during dating is what you're talking about.
Yeah, because everybody wants to put their best foot forward,
That's
right? It's kind of like you see on on the sitcoms where like you're coming over, she promised you a home cooked meal, and like she ordered takeout and threw the containers out. You're like, ooh, that chicken tastes like Cane's.
It was bussin'.
It was delicious. Is it a home cook? You got the Cane's recipe? But I said it to say, and then like you get into the marriage, you're like, wait a minute. You don't cook.
You don't cook.
What do you mean you don't cook? You were making me.
That's egregious. Though.
You were making me homemade chicken tenders for 2 years. Get married and you're like, that was takeout the whole time.
That's egregious. Because at the same time, you're not being truthful with the person to where they can make the choice if they want to stay. Because for that example, that's a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker. But let me tell you another one. That would be a deal breaker. What about the wives that said, my husband has never seen me without
makeup,
a full face of makeup?
Yes.
Never. You wake up before him,
yes,
and put the makeup on and get back in the bed.
And get back in the bed.
Come on, the theatrics have to stop.
Yeah.
You have to be your real self.
But again, right? Some of that would be in the honeymoon phase, but now we're after 2 years.
That's my question. Is that 6 months when she stopped doing the makeup thing, or is this like 2 years?
I mean, that's obviously everyone's preference,
that's
right?
True.
Whenever the person that you're talking about specifically that
still
we heard
throughout the stretch.
I mean, it's a stretch.
But don't you feel like whenever they show up, if let's just say y'all jump in a swimming pool and that face of makeup is no longer there?
No.
Don't you?
You're mindful.
That's true.
You're mindful.
Your neck up.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances can you go. That makes sense.
Not happening unless I have waterproof makeup on.
Things are advanced. Things are advanced.
First off, not advanced.
No, I did.
That's
I just
been
know
around
because
for some time.
Well, can I tell you what I thought about? Mm-hmm. The enhancements on the hair. I'm not knocking it, right?
Man weaves?
Come on, the man weaves.
Woo!
And the enhancements. I saw the waterproof enhancements. They had it on looking Steve Harvey fresh, and they just dumped some water on him and it didn't go anywhere. I was shocked.
Yeah, same for makeup.
I was like, wow. Mm-hmm. So, well, ladies, do you feel like your man lied to you if he has a man weave? If you met him and you thought he had dreads, but he's really bald under there.
Well, flip it.
That's true. I would feel finessed. I personally would be concerned.
It's now just
if that bun was not yours. If that bun just went in the wind one day, like I would be appalled. I just want you to know.
Okay, let's get back to the topic.
Yes.
The topic. So, how to keep the spark alive after the honeymoon phase. Honeymoon phase is typically 0 to 2 years.
Okay.
But what we do need to normalize is, although you can make it feel as if the honeymoon phase is longer than that, that's typically for most marriages where the fizzle starts to happen in the sense of, okay, this is starting to get real, right? Like we're starting to get real about where we are, who you are, what you are.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to normalize that the honeymoon phase does end. However, you don't need to stop dating as if you are not in the honeymoon phase.
I agree 100%, and we get that feedback a lot because we never want to come in and say we're the experts, but we do a great job of asking as many people that have more years in the game than we do decades, right? Like half a century. Like, yo,
and we've been doing this for a decade in
what,
the sense
that's
of
true. 9 years
people,
in, right? Like, yo, what works for you? Something that just came to my mind that you touched on right there too was as you look at getting, beyond that 2 years, you said the fizzle starts to, can happen. What does that re-engagement look like, right? Like because a lot of times people aren't actively working on the marriage together because I don't know what the statistics and numbers are, but what do people tell you, friends and family, as soon as you get married, you need to have a baby.
Oh, you know what?
Start your family right now, which
sounds great when you're in the honeymoon phase.
It does.
Then all of
cute.
a sudden you get out of the 2 years and it's like,
Yeah,
so
we got a 1-year-old, and you're like, whoa. Because also, again, I feel like,
and that's also a lot of transitioning happened in a short amount of time, and then that's when you start getting into potentially the 5 years, and you're looking back like, wow,
what did we do?
Why do we move so fast?
Yeah,
and don't let somebody else's timeline for you dictate your timeline.
To your point, I even think about back to, I think honeymoon phase, right? I even think back to when we got married. If we could go back and do it over, there were some things, obviously, not only smaller wedding, much smaller, but also we wouldn't have rushed.
The wedding that I actually wanted? Yeah.
There we go. And we wouldn't have had it as soon as we did. We would have given more time, right? Pushed it out. Because there's nothing like, don't feel like other people need to rush you or speed up timelines. Because that happens a lot.
It happens a lot. So then, do you think that there's a difference between loving your spouse and liking them daily?
Yes. 100%.
Okay. Elaborate.
Okay.
Or your take.
So my take is you can love, it's the best way I can think about it is, it's a spouse, but it really can be anybody, right?
Right.
Like you can love somebody, but like not like what they did that day.
It can be a family member.
Yeah, family member, whoever.
It can be
like, yo, I love you, but yo, you really got on my nerves.
But I don't like you.
You borrow. I had a family member. Cars parked in the driveway, they backed in and just literally wrecked my car. Just ran into it, parked in the driveway. But I said it to say, that day, did I like that behavior? Absolutely not. I was not feeling them, but I still loved them, right? So I think there's a difference there, but I think the goal is that how do we be on the same page that I do like your behavior? Because it's one thing if you had a bad day, but like we don't want those to turn into a sequence of days or weeks or months or years where it's like, dang, I really don't like you. Like I love you, but like, ooh.
Well, it's interesting you say that because what came to my mind was we're in the honeymoon phase. I love you, but then love, we always hear often, right? Love sometimes is not enough. So you have to then at least like the person that you're with and like to be, whether it's to be around them, to talk to them, but you have to at least like them, like the qualities, like what they stand for, what they bring to the table, at least like, because again, sometimes the love sometimes can not fade, but it can it's seasons, right? Where sometimes like, listen, I don't like the love that I had for you maybe in the honeymoon phase is very different now because our life looks different. Our season looks different. We have kids, we have this, we have that. And, there's a lot happening at one time. Whoa. But I choose you every day. And I think that's something else that we need to talk about too is when you're talking about keeping the spark, do you choose your partner every day that you wake up? Because it is a choice.
And a lot of people, I think that goes into exactly what you're saying. I think a lot of times people don't realize that it's a choice.
Yes.
Because people think like, oh man, you got married and like they're locked in. People always say, girl, you need to lock him down.
Yes.
Or you got to, you lock her down or whatever it is. But the reality is like nobody's truly locked down. Like you're married, but you have to choose to show up, be in a relationship, build together, work on it together, get through things, trials, adversity. So it's easier said than done, but it takes two people, right? Like they say it takes two to tango, but truthfully, you have to be able to show up and be like, yo, are we both in this? And like you said, if you don't like each other, I feel like it's hard to make anything work when you don't like somebody. And we see it a lot when you're out. If you just look out and like people just got the look on their face like, ugh. I'm like, dang, why are y'all leaving out?
Yeah.
Maybe y'all hungry.
Looks like you guys don't like each other.
Yeah. You see it a lot.
And here's the other thing, too, to your point of what you were saying before, right? You can have seasons where either you don't love somebody or you don't like somebody.
Really? Where you don't love them?
Yeah, there's some people.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean.
I'm not talking about anybody. I'm just more so, again, over the years of just hearing different
people do say they fell out of love.
Yeah, but different perspectives. For example, right? Yes, we're talking the honeymoon phase, 0 to 2 years, but then after that, so much can happen. Yeah. Right? Maybe somebody's progressing in their career faster than you are. Maybe you've transitioned into a role where I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad. This is not the life that I chose. Now you start resenting the other person.
I don't even recognize you anymore.
Right. So you cannot love somebody for sure. And also not like them. But what we're saying is that there is that choice every day when you wake up, and the bare minimum is to like that person, because that's really what's going to get you over the hump of, okay, now we're past the honeymoon stage. How do we keep this spark alive without feeling as if we are, without feeling as if we haven't been choosing each other? Yeah. So I think that's really interesting there. Any other takeaways?
No, to the choosing each other, I think that's a great way of looking at it. Because every day you got a choice.
You do. And, I love the quote of, do you think that the grass is greener on the other side, but the grass is greener where you water it? And so being very mindful of that. How are you pouring into your relationship? What are you doing to ignite that spark? And then also realizing too, I think it's very important to talk about seasons when we talk about marriage, because it's a lifetime. And so when you talk about seasons too, there are going to be times where, man, we've been grinding, right? The spark hasn't quite been there. We haven't really ignited it. But if it's effort then after that. Where's the effort into making sure we're igniting that spark? Yeah. And it goes even into the attraction of marriage, or the attraction of being with somebody else, or outright attraction to the other person, that can waver in each season. I know even for me, although I still value quality time as one of my top love languages, I didn't realize until you started doing some acts of service where I said, oh, I love this. This is like, I didn't realize it until we went into that season, and I said, oh my gosh. Like the burden that you take off of me of having to clean the house every day, making sure laundry's done, all of the things that come with just life in a household, and sharing that with each other, that was something I didn't necessarily know I needed. But the more that you did it, the more I was like, okay, the attraction piece it's different than what it maybe was before with just quality time, or quality time was like my top, but now acts of service and quality time are like, 1 and 2.
and for the husbands, because I think right now some people might be struggling, like, well, how do you? Because what I heard you say just now is there was a behavioral change, right, in my actions, and so some people are probably listening, like,
effort.
Husbands might be wondering, and wives might be wondering, how do I either create that change, or how do we start on the journey to that? And I think it really starts small, because obviously your reaction and knowing that that's a love language for you. Then it's like, okay, I see how you're responding to that, right? So it's like, okay, what does that look like? So in a regular work day, if I'm working from home, I get done at the gym. Typically, I'm throwing my things in the laundry basket, and I'm gonna keep rolling. We're on the go, and then you realize, like, all right, the laundry basket is full, similar to the trash. Right. The trash is full. Do I wait until you ask me, hey, trash is overflowing? Yeah. Do you mind taking it out? And you got to ask me again, hey. Then you just go ahead and tie it up and just put it by the door, like, hey. And again, I'm just taking ownership too of, like, you're busy, you're thinking about the things, but it will take me.
But also, I think it's conditioning exposure as well.
That's true.
Like, let's be honest, right? At least in my experience, a lot of men that I've come across are thinking that, well, she's got it. She's supposed to be my mama. She's supposed to take care of the household. That's what she's supposed to do. And it's
baby boy.
Come on, mama need a life too,
Come on, Jody. Come on, Jody.
So I think, but to even go a little bit deeper into what you said, when you said the behavior change, listen to what your wife is saying. I promise you that your wife is telling you,
take out the trash,
directly or indirectly, where she needs help. And so that's a great area to kind of start is, okay, what have I been hearing my wife say over and over? What are the things that I'm listening to? And again, not tuning her out, not looking at it as being naggy, or she's she's just, man, she's on me. She's always on me.
I can name 5 things right now that just off the top of my head will be a game changer for most marriages. Number 1, dump in the trash before you even get asked. When you see it getting full, go ahead and bag it up and make sure you.
And is this specifically for men?
This is for men. Yeah.
Okay.
And then also refilling it with the liner in the trash. Because I do see sometimes, like, it's lazy. You skip a step, take the trash out, now it's empty, and you go throw something in there.
Most people are lazy.
That's true. Don't be lazy. So that's one. Secondly, the laundry. If you see it overflowing, and if you don't know how to do laundry and separate it, ask. There's a couple times where I've asked you, like, yo, this purple, this is going with the colors or the darks? Right. You like throw it in there with the color clothes, right? So
on a simple side, Google it.
Yeah, that's true. ChatGPT, you better ask AI. Fast. Take a picture of it and be like, yo, where does this go? So that's 2. Third is dishes. For me, I did not like the way the dishes, I don't like my hands getting all pruny and touching all the dirty dishes. So personally, I got to glove up. Glove up, dishes are getting done, and I don't mind helping out, right? So like things like that were big. That's 3. And the other 2 that just come to my mind, flowers.
Yes.
Grab flowers. You don't have to grab $100 flowers.
No.
But if you drop $20 or less on some flowers, and if you don't know what flower your wife likes, ask. And
write it in her contact section.
Yes. Or in a note somewhere.
In a note section.
Major key. The last one, and I know this one, this is going to hit home. Somebody going to send this to their husband. Wipe around the toilet seat. Put the toilet seat down.
What?
Like, it's sometimes it's just the little things. But, fellas, we got to do better. If you see that it needs to be cleaned, don't wait until your wife does it and, push the toilet brush by the toilet and says, who's going to get to this? Just go ahead and throw that comment in the bowl. She's gonna notice.
Yes. And although we don't have kids yet, I think something that we've heard over time is the helping out with the kids. So if that looks like making their lunches for...
Can we before, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You did cut me off.
We were in the airport and saw the lady just...
Oh my gosh. I looked at him. I gave him such a dirty look.
We thought she was by herself. This lady had 4 kids.
SkyTrain, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's just, it goes right into your story with the kids. It was egregious.
Well, I mean, the audience doesn't know. So
the audience doesn't know. Mother, 4 kids, 3. She's got 3 large bags. We thought she was traveling alone. I'm helping her grab bags off the SkyTrain, and she goes to walk towards
She's
the
like,
plane.
oh no, I'm okay. And then her husband comes off the same SkyTrain.
Wasn't even standing by her.
Or
the 4 kids.
And he's asked, what did he asked something about? Is Terminal 3 over here? What?
I was like, my God.
You're not even helping out your wife?
He's holding
and you're watching her struggle?
He's holding no bags and no kids. I was like, my God.
But again, I've talked about this before. This is why the top divorce lawyer said 70% of divorces, which it's actually gone down from 80%, are initiated by women for that exact reason. What do I need you for? You're not, I can almost guarantee you, if he wasn't helping in that situation, he's not helping at home. He's not cleaning that bowl. He's not bringing home the flowers. No. He's not taking out the trash. I can almost guarantee you that. So then it's for what? You're literally a burden. Like, I've already got these kids and you're my 5th child. And I'm too grown for this. And you did cut me off. I don't remember what I was saying.
No, I'm saying that was just it jumped out at me like I had to share.
Yes. Well, I was also going to be saying on the other side, because we've talked about effort and how you do have to put effort into the spark. Yeah. And I have heard people doing something called what's it called? They're essentially doing a romantic getaway, but this is like the romantic getaway that's going to make or break us. Oh, boy. I think don't wait that long,
like
obviously.
A couples retreat?
Yeah, literally. Like, this is make or break. You love that movie.
That is a good one.
This is make or break for us. It's already a little bit too late when it comes to that point. Although for some people that may be the turning point for them. It's the it's the small, actually, and that's our next point, is the micro habits that are happening, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, of even compliments. Let's be honest. When's the last time that you both have complimented each other and it hasn't been backhanded, right? Or it hasn't been something where I'm being a little, a little sneaky, a little a little something. Like, when's the last time you genuinely commented or complimented the other person? I think that's something that's underutilized. And then also
Today.
something that, yeah, we both did. Something too that goes into the compliments is if you are not to a point where you can verbally compliment, because you also might be beefing, right? We're trying to keep the spark alive after the honeymoon phase.
Looking at each other
So you may be beefing, you may be upset with each other, and you're not necessarily talking.
Yeah.
But a great couple of tips that we've said also in previous episodes. Number one, that sticky note. Being able to write a sticky note, putting it into, a lunch or putting it on a mirror somewhere where the other person's going to be able to see it. And then also going on Pinterest and typing in literally wife, husband compliments, screenshotting it and sending it. So now it's one of those things where, I have to even go a little bit further because you had to go open up the Pinterest app. You had to type this in, screenshot it, send it to me. All of that's effort. And although we sometimes don't, if it's not a grand gesture sometimes, we can look at these micro habits as being like, okay, well, I need more. And it's like, well, let's just start small with the micro habits, so the compliments, the playfulness. Just the other day, sometimes we'll bring up inside jokes, when we're watching something, and it's just that quick laugh where it's like, oh my gosh, I remember that. That was actually when we were dating, or, for example, every time we're filming and you say, save it. Like, that's something we're gonna save it.
Cancun.
That was like in Cancun. That was before we were married, and we were having the time of our life at an adults only hotel, and we were getting the content, and you kept saying, save it, save it. We were about 6 Superman drinks deep though. But
be careful with that ice.
Yeah, I learned the long way or the hard way. So micro habits. Any other micro habits you can think of?
You touched on so many great ones. Just being
feel on a booty. You know what I mean?
Love yours.
But love yours, but at the same time, don't always, as a woman, right? Don't always just, sometimes while I'm cooking and you're trying to grab on me, it's like, listen, this isn't quite the time.
Skill is hot.
You know what I'm saying? This isn't the time. But I'm here for a booty grab.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. And I think it's definitely love yours. If your partner is mentioning the compliments that she got from the clerk at the gas station, or the guy at the car wash, or the person that's checking her out at the grocery store.
She's letting you know.
Come on now.
Might be close.
Come on now. Keep eyes on me.
You might be on the edge.
Hold her tight, boss.
Hold her tight. Okay, we talked also about how attraction shifts over time, but then let's also talk more about examples of how you can spark your marriage after the honeymoon phase. So we talked a little bit about surprises, or did we?
No,
a little bit.
I think
some ways, right, with the micro habits.
I think a good example of a surprise is
the flowers.
And it doesn't need to be like, and sometimes I don't feel like I have to say this, but fellas, I feel like I do have to say this. Okay. Is that flowers, before flowers can become...
This is also if she likes flowers.
That's what I'm saying.
Not everyone loves flowers, but something that
chocolates,
when you bring
teddy
it,
bear,
oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Some people's love language is food. Like, bring me something.
Period.
If you bring me this whatever dessert, and it's like, oh my God, oh yeah, that could be it.
That's it.
It could be the lunch.
Yes.
Right. So I say that to say
bringing me lunch to work or something.
That's true. Or just coming to see me at work.
Oh my gosh, what a surprise! Like, that's a great surprise.
That's true. I used to remember somebody used to come into school, like, you got somebody coming in, everybody looking like, who's that? Somebody dropped some off for you, you know?
And I'm just thinking of a quick surprise when we were dating, and also in our honeymoon phase, when you were working at the airport still in your family-owned business. Those tries.
Made
I
with
used to
love.
tell you, like, hey, I'm going to be coming down. I have to pick up the vouchers, woo whoop. And you're like, oh, okay, like, see you soon. You'd have a chai ready for me. I was like, oh my gosh, what a surprise.
Just so y'all know,
love it.
Just so y'all know, it's a 20 ounce.
Delicious.
Made with love.
Yes, it was made with love. I could taste it. It was good.
Come on now.
That's surprises.
But that's a little example.
I guess, so we've been talking, I think, a little bit more about what are surprises for women. What would be a surprise for men, right? What would you want as a surprise?
I'll give you a great one.
Canes?
Canes. So
give me a caniac.
Caniac is a treat, but I got to be mindful of the eats. Yes. What I will say, something that I like to do just in my downtime that's mindless. When I came home, you had the Madden right there. or the 2K.
Yes,
Like new
that's
Madden or
true.
2K is
That's
an
true.
automatic,
That's
like, because, it's not necessarily something that I like need.
Um,
It's not a need, right?
Right,
It's not something that's like,
no,
I need
it's
this
just a
for
want.
Christmas, or it's just a want. It's like mindless and just being able to game.
Yes.
So that's one. But like knowing your partner, because
It's
for
really
some,
knowing your partner.
another one is kicks, right? Like it could
For
be
you,
literally,
yes.
hey, I saw the all white Air Force Ones are getting a little dirty. Grabbed you a fresh, crispy pair,
Yes.
all whites.
Yes.
That's naturally like,
But again, to your
You thought
point,
of me.
knowing your partner, right? If
Correct.
are they more into camping and outdoors?
because if
Do
you're
they
listening,
love hats?
if you're really
Do-
listening, they might have mentioned REI is having like.
Yeah, I was having a sale. I'd love
You're
to
like,
go.
okay,
Yeah.
and just go ask what are the top 5 most popular things in here.
To your point, we know a couple where she surprised her husband with a custom truck.
Custom,
Oh my god.
built out,
Oh my word.
flashing, lights.
Yes. So to your point, right, it is knowing your partner. And that's also a great way, like we've been mentioning, to keep that spark alive. Date nights, we talk about that
Mandatory.
all the time. They are mandatory.
Man, we just went to
And
In
you
and
have
Out.
to-
We just went to In and Out.
you know
and ate
what?
in.
Can I tell you how many times did I bring that up?
3 or 4.
This was literally last week. We were in Vegas visiting your grandparents. We were at a conference, the whole thing, right? So you were a little bit tired, but I was just like, man, it's so nice here. It's like 78 degrees. Do you mind if we just go to a park that's right down the street? So I did some research. I found a really great park that had some serious equipment. We were able to get a workout in. There's a basketball court. There's some Frisbee things going on, like Frisbee League. But come to find out, they had an entire, almost like a small farmer's market. So we were just walking through there.
Local artists out there
local
singing.
artists out there singing. And I loved it. We ended up walking at least a mile to a mile and a half. And then starving, obviously. And we were like, let's just go to In and Out. When's the last time we've had In and Out? It's been a long time.
My West Coast
And-
folks know what it is.
They know In and Out. So, we went, didn't have to share a fry. If you know,
Man, if you know,
if
you know.
Listen to our first.
Come on.
No, is that our first episode?
It was one of the early ones, but
One of the early
if you ever
ones. We
been
talked
down,
about
if
honey.
you ever been down, pockets inside out.
Yikes.
Share the French fry with your
The
partner.
lin-
That's real
so
love.
right, so we had 2 fries. I had protein style cheeseburger. You got your double
Shared a
double.
shake.
We shared a vanilla shake,
small shake,
and
too.
we sat inside In and Out because typically we're in the drive-through.
Grab it to
Let's
go.
take it. Let's go home. Let's just sit on the couch, watch this. I loved it. I was like, but again, so simple. Something for free, which was the park, and then we went to In and Out and spent $20.
Shout out to In and Out for the affordable prices. I mean, I feel like they have not. Like they could have really jumped crazy. Like you go to Five
No.
Guys,
The
it'll cost
daughter-
you $40 for 2 burgers and some fries.
Well, hold on now, because the fries, you
It's a
get
heavy-
one large.
it is a heavy
that
bag.
can feed 2 people.
But how much that potato cost?
Okay, yeah, we're not getting.
I'm just if you really want to get into the margins, I'm just saying.
Yes.
They're doing
Date
good. They're
nights-
doing good business.
Date nights are mandatory.
Dave and Buster's is another one.
Yeah, for us.
You don't have to go eat, but we literally would go to Dave and Buster's, get a power card with like 50, how many ever points, put $20 on there, $40, and literally play until card is out.
Yeah.
And we have a ball every time.
Every time. But that actually goes into, so date nights, they're mandatory. Put them on the calendar. And then also figure out, because I know a lot of grievances that I also hear from wives is I don't want to always have to plan the date nights. So if maybe there's 1 month that you're planning the date nights, I'm doing the next month, or we alternate weeks, that's fine. But I know for wives, and we just don't want to always have to plan everything because we're planning so much already. Like we have to literally take care of a household. If you're working, it's all the things. I'm going to need the husband to go ahead and step up in that position and figure that out. So after this is going to be, we talked about effort. We talked about those sweet gestures. That is, I think, what you were talking about a little bit earlier too. The routines that you all build together. Maybe it's we work out every Wednesday.
Sure.
Maybe we do a class at our local Lifetime. You
Swim.
know, yeah, maybe we swim, maybe we jog, we ride bikes, like whatever that looks like. Having some sort of routine with your partner.
Golf.
Yeah, I love that.
We got to get out there, by the way.
do.
Now that it's getting cooler.
We do.
Get out on the links.
We do. But anyways, just, being able to have that routine together is going to build, and maybe the routine starts off with the date nights, right? Where you're starting to build those out, and then you build the routines together where it's like, this was actually so much fun. I love doing this paint and sip. Maybe we can do this at home now too.
And even if date night right now, if it does not exist, and maybe you're in that fizzle.
Which we hear that a lot
of times. We ain't been on a date night.
I can't remember
I just
the
had
last time we went on date night.
I just had somebody said, I couldn't tell you since we had our kid the last time we've been out on a Monday. I was like, oh. He was like, it's been a couple years. So I said that to say, if you haven't been doing a date night, don't feel like you've got to go from 0 to 60 real quick. Go ahead and start off with, hey, we're just going to plan the first date night, put it on the calendar. We're going to lock it in, send the calendar invite, put it on the big board. Like, basically, we're not missing this. It's concrete on the schedule. We're going to go, and then you're going to see, man, we're even closer. We're more connected, whatever that may be coming out of date night. Man, now all of a sudden, we've already got the next one planned, or we got an idea to plan the next one. That could even be something we talk about after date night.
And again, we've also mentioned this before, 2 other tools that you can use. There are so many couple games that are cards that you can buy at Walmart, and you'll be able, it's a stack of cards. I know the one that we have is, there's 5 categories. It's from family, individual goals, our like couple goals, intimacy, and then there's one other one. And I think that's really important to be able to have if you don't have, if you're trying to spark, right?
Yeah,
if you're trying to ignite the spark and it's been a little bit awkward, or it's just been, we haven't been in this setting together in some time, that's a great way to ignite that spark. The other thing I was going to say too is Pinterest. How many times where we've been out, and it's not that we run out of things to talk about at all, but just sometimes, let's think of other questions that I haven't asked you before that I'm curious about. What was maybe your first pet's name, or where it was, or asking like, hey, what did you want to be when you grew up, or what did you want to be when you were growing up, right? Yeah. That first kind of job that you thought of when you were a kid. And you'd be so surprised you are learning new things about your partner, which can, again, ignite that spark for you after the honeymoon phase. Because after the honeymoon phase, you feel like, gosh, I'm in the routine of marriage, and it can feel like, gosh, I need something a little, like, where's the spark?
And to your point, when it comes to that spark too, I think there's so many layers to each individual, and everyone's having these individual experiences as well every day. You're having experiences when we're not together, right? And so I think a lot of times people can be so infatuated with either the hunt or the chase, or spending time and getting to know somebody new, right? Like, oh, I'm just getting to know this person. Like, oh, they're telling me all about them, and it's so fun. But it's like, there's all of these things that you may not know about your partner that you can have that same, like you said, by asking these questions. Hey, tell me about your week. What were some of the wins that you had?
Well, I was just going to say, that's exactly what I was going to go into, was shout out to Letitia Fry. She was telling us that she would be asking her kids, what are your 3 roses and your 3 thorns? Today.
Oh, gotta ponder on that.
Right? And you need to ponder on that and think about it like, gosh, the 3 roses, these are the 3 wins, the 3 thorns. These are things that didn't necessarily go my way.
Traffic. It could be small. Like, it doesn't always have to be super heavy.
Right. Exactly. But I think that's just a great way, again, just these small micro habits or micro lessons that you can be learning along the way about your partner. I can almost guarantee you there's going to be something new about them that you don't know, just because we go through so many seasons, we go through so many versions of ourselves. I think it's really important that we make sure that we're keeping the spark alive.
Yeah, I mean, and again, prioritizing your relationship, because it's going to cost you so much more to not. It's like anything. If you don't invest into it, you're going to wish that you did, and you're going to end up investing into something else, right? Or like
Kevin O'Leary said, I think he's gone through 1 or 2 divorces, and he said, people say that, she gets 50%. He said, no, she gets 50% and an extra 25, because it's the taxes, it's the litigation, it's all the bills that come with, if you don't, go through mediation and just have it done that way, if you really take it to court, there's a lot of fees that you don't necessarily know about when it comes to dissolving a marriage. So I think let's think about, and it's so interesting because I heard this on the show Mom that we've been watching on Netflix, and although the mom and the daughter are former alcoholics, they're trying to get on the right track. And one of the mom was sponsoring a woman. The woman came over to her house and said, I'm really struggling. My daughter, I thought we were going to have this relationship as like coming out of the gate. She doesn't want to be around me. Like, I really want to have that drink. She said, well, let's walk through if you have that drink. She said you lose your sobriety. You are potentially like spiraling because you're not going to just necessarily have one. You're going to have, she's like, I'm going to have 10. You're going to lose your child again, right? Let's go through the consequences of if we don't prioritize this marriage and if we don't keep this spark alive, what could happen? And sometimes, having that conversation or writing that down, it can be very uncomfortable, but let's keep this in mind every time we get into a place of stagnation and we're just figuring out like, okay, what is the next step? How do we spark this marriage? Like, how do we get it going, right? Get it back on the tracks is also what you hear too sometimes. Like, we're off track. We need to get back on track.
And one of the things for the fellas, to your point when you said think about the consequences and laying it out, I will never forget I had a speed coach when I was coming out of college, Coach Brian. And he dropped his just wisdom on me. I think he had like 5 kids, former NFL player. But he basically told me, he said, when it comes to the consequences or when you're thinking about the decisions that you're making when it comes to marriage, for those that are married, he said, I want you to picture your wife, your kids, your family, and somebody else being up in your bed in your house, and them and your kids and everybody calling them daddy. And I just, and again, we weren't even married, like none of that. But I just sat there.
No, you've told me that multiple times.
I was up. I clucked me. I was like, oh my God. I couldn't even picture it. And he was like.
But it takes somebody going through a
traumatic experience.
Yeah, you're right. Going through a traumatic experience like that to be able to help the younger generation and give back. And that's really what we try to do with this podcast is we just try to give you what we've learned, what we've heard, and make it simple, digestible, and potentially, hopefully easier for you with your partner to be able to do the things that we talk about, for example, just in this episode of sparking your marriage. But we don't know it all, and we're still learning as we go, but we just want to be able to give back our knowledge as much as we can because, there is a lot of bad rep, like we talked about in the beginning of the episode, around marriage right now, specifically. Yeah. And why should I get married? What's the point? And I'm talking to some of these, younger women that are around 25, and they're just, I'm good. I just want to travel the world. I just want to live my best life, hang out with my girlies and a man here and there, but I'm okay by myself. And so I think that, as much as, women, as much as we say that, we always looking.
Come on now, it's getting cold out. It's about to be cuffing season.
And it gets lonely.
Yeah, summer's over. Summer and beach season and pool parties. So, people get to looking, who's gonna be in your holiday photos.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, when they drop, everybody
who's wearing the matching PJs?
Come on. Who's gonna have the matching PJ? And for the fellas, be careful. Don't fumble your lady. Somebody else scoops and scores during the NFL season.
That's right.
Be careful.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we see it too many times.
We have.
Come on. Cardi B and Offset.
Okay. Ratchet. So anything else that you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I mean, these are all things that I think are really impactful. It's going to help somebody just seeing that these are tangible ways to not just create the spark, but keep the spark. Mm-hmm. And these are all things that we're doing in real time. So these are like true, tried and tested. Yes,
absolutely. Absolutely. So, whoo, great episode. I'm glad we talked about this.
Yes.
I think we've heard this a lot. So thank you so much, CoupleyFit fam, for listening to another episode. If you are watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Share this with a friend. Share this with a couple. Let us know in the comments also some things that you do to ignite your relationship. We'd love to be able to hear what you have. If you are following us on social media, at CoupleyFit, CoupleyFit, DM us. Let us know if you enjoyed this episode, and if you're enjoying the podcast too. We also send us some ideas. We're open, y'all. We're open. We're trying to feed the people. So as always, thank you so much. Until next time, keep growing, glowing, and feeling better together. Bye.